for sure, as well as the Rek'Sai and Jinx being just a strong meta champ. The Lucian first pick definitely interests me, though.
Dude, I really like that Gragas ban. I'm looking at a Groggy right now that's has an 8 KDA over 10 games, and he's got an 80% win rate on it.
Yeah, a little bit silly.
little bit a game in here. So Regression, yeah, first pick Lucian, kind of an interesting one, but not ultimately the worst. But Quebec responds with a Hui. Now that's a flex pick. I have been seeing it go bot lane a little bit more than usual, or as of late, and then mixes it with a Sejuani second pick. Interesting.
Yeah. The Sejuani has been starting to come back a little bit. I've seen a couple of junglers pick that up in competitive, just really strong frontline, especially when you have something like a Hui that really wants to stay back. Hui has that space now to play with the Sejuani already, and like you said, does have that flex pick potential.
Absolutely. And Cassante, to answer, a little bit of star walking. I actually love watching Cassante play. I think it's a fun champ to watch, but not a fun champ to play against. And honestly, right here, I would pick up the Nami. I think, or Melio, actually. That's actually even better. I did not expect that, actually. I think Melio Lucian.
Let's go. Pick. All right, so here's the thing. I was number 18 Melio for a while in North America. I have opinions on this champion. If you do play it incorrectly, I will state those opinions live on the broadcast. So I am keeping my eyes on the Melio.
I like that enthusiasm. Melio is one of those champions that plays a little differently than most as well. A support that's kind of likes to stay behind as a AD carry rather as far as where the normal support where she wants to kind of stay even or even in front to kind of give that advantage to their AD carry. But Melio is definitely one of those kind of I kind of jump at the term artillery, but it kind of is like an artillery mage where he's looking to fight from the back rather than the front. He wants to stay alive in the fights. As an enchanter, that's kind of what you do. And Poppy, the final pick for Quebec. Poppy, pretty strong right now, I think. I've seen her a lot more in the top lane than past few months, especially. Started to come back kind of towards the end of the collegiate season. But I don't know. What are your opinions on the Poppy?
I think Poppy is insanely good at the moment. I think crazy tanky while also putting out a lot of damage. You can build full tank. You can build something like Sundered Sky that gives you that extra AD damage if you do need it. So I think Poppy, very flexible, can be played jungle or top lane. So Sejuani Poppy technically can switch around, and you're already looking at a Cassante and Lucian on the other side. So a lot of dashes going into this Poppy. So I really do like this Poppy pick.
Yeah, I do. I like it as well. But questions on the Quebec side. I see that Azir ban. I don't see anybody really that plays Azir for Regression. But in fact, Quebec has an Azir player on their own side. I wonder, maybe they're looking for a counter. I don't know. That's interesting. But the Blitzcrank, the ADC's worst nightmare. And I've seen some of the best Blitzcranks in collegiate ever. And some of them are insane, man. There's this one guy, I forgot what his name is, but he would just roam, and some mid laner would just get picked up by a Blitzcrank randomly, and they're just like, oh, well, I guess I'm just dead. Blitzcranks are scary, and honestly, if this guy's good at it, it should be fun to watch.
Yeah, not only that, too, but Blitzcrank is a hard counter to Melio. Melio has a lot of answers to the other hook champs, does not have a great one to Blitzcrank, especially like Nautilus. You can kick the Nautilus away so he can't root you afterwards. Blitz just fires the hook. Melio has to play so very safe because if he gets grabbed, he's pretty much immediately dead. Now we see the Anivia and the Lilia lock in here, so getting our AP in spades for the final two picks here for Regression, and also getting our wave clear that we definitely needed.
Absolutely. Lilia is just a fantastic champion. I wonder if we're going to see the Lilia enemy Raptors start. I love that. Personally, I've seen it so many times. And for some reason, people that play in the Lilia never know about it. It's the tech. I'm telling you, everybody that plays Lilia does it. And honestly, if we see that enemy Raptor start, it's going to be a brawl to start this. And they answer with the Yone, which means Hui is going to be flexed to the AD carry position. Ultimately, looking at the draft from this kind of angle now that everybody's drafted, everybody's picked up, I'm not sure. I really do like Regression's. I do like Regression's draft overall, But I really like the Poppy, I really like the Hui, and I really like the Blitzcrank from Quebec. Sejuani's kind of, great front line. I haven't seen it in a while. And then the Yone is kind of one of those things where it's honestly, in my opinion, Yone is always hit or miss. You either have a
Yep.
really good Yone or you have a Yone that just kind of runs it. It's never mid. It's always one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, I the issue that I have with UQTR's team is it is exceedingly pick focused. It does not have a lot of DPS options there. Yone is your DPS threat, and being melee into something like a Lucian, Melio, and an Anivia and Lilia as well, you're not going to have a lot of opportunities unless you're full all inning. So UQTR need to go all in at pretty much all points of the game. And if that engage doesn't work, Regression has the turnaround if they really want to take it. So I'm keeping my eyes on the Blitzcrank. I'm keeping my eyes on flanks from the Sejuani and Poppy, because I think those are the real big options for UQTR to take over this game.
Yeah, I agree completely. I do sometimes. I'm looking at Regression, and it doesn't seem like they have the AoE that Quebec has. I think Quebec has a load of just AoE abilities, lots of multi-target abilities, stuff that they can lock down teams, and that's why I like your thought on the all in. If they go all in and they mess it up somehow, their Regression has the tools they need to turn a fight if need be. I mean, in these all ins, you need to be looking for the DPS threats like Lucian and Lilia, and really then work towards back towards the front line. And play in a lot of team fights, they like to play front to back. You need to look for the back line, find the DPS threats right away, try to get them out of the scene. And without their DPS, Regression is really, really going to struggle to turn fights back. But ultimately, I don't know. I think Regression definitely has a better draft.
Definitely. We are apparently experiencing some technical difficulties on the client side of things for our bot. So I'm going to get in touch with our friend Inti and see if we could solve that one. So apologies there. Coach Dean, keep it going here for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Just try to get that fixed. I can see that now. Huh. But, well, I guess we can work our way through the matchups and how they kind of work out. We're going to see the Poppy into the K'Sante. The K'Sante, a little bit more of a mobile champion, super tanky, hard to kill, whereas Poppy is kind of in the same boat, but doesn't do very much damage. Is kind of immobile, but she has that powerful W that takes away those movement abilities and can really lock down someone. And in the end, she has her hammer to drop the Justice and get them away, get them out of the fights, take away threats to their team as well. So ultimately, just kind of utility. K'Sante definitely more towards that damage threat, but Poppy more of a utility champion. But most of the time, those top laners, they tend to be, more utility and kind of, especially in the early game, you'll see just a lot of slap fights. These fights won't be that interesting per se because not a lot's going to happen early. they have a lot. They can live for a long time and they don't do a lot of damage. So that'll for sure be, how that works. Lilia and the Sejuani again. Sejuani.
Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. We're back. We saved it.
Okay, sweet. Woo! I'm glad we're back. That would have been bad. All right, the panic is over. I was just covering the top lane kind of side of things, and I was just moving into the jungle matchup here.
Yeah.
Lily versus Sejuani.
I mean, yeah, this is So Lily is always a weird champion when we talk about jungling because she doesn't have extremely good gank potential. However, if she has set up, her ganks are fine pre-6. Sejuani, on the other hand, is like known for being a team fighter, but does have that CC, just needs damage to follow it up. If these two go head to head, Lilia really should be able to space better and keep out of Sejuani's range. But the question then becomes like, what setup do you have? And bot lane definitely doesn't have it. Mid lane is very iffy if you're going to get it, because the Anivia stun really isn't a whole lot there. And K'Sante is your best option, but it's going into a Poppy. So I feel like Lily is kind of just going to look to farm to 6, and we're going to try to see if Regression can team fight.
Honestly, that's kind of where I'm at. I think Lilia, what she really needs to look for here is a CS advantage. Get a lot of gold in her pockets before she kind of shows up to these fights. But Sejuani, she can go in and get ganks in early. She's super good at those level 3 ganks, especially. She has a lot of tools in those first 3 abilities she picks up. And I think she's just very useful early, whereas Lilia is more of that DPS, just kind of needs to farm it out and honestly, hit level 6. I mean, like you said, they're fine. Her ganks pre-level 6 are fine. But, you really like that level 6. The Lullaby is really, really useful. And then kind of going off of that, though, into the mid lane, Anivia versus Yone. Anivia will struggle early for sure, but as soon as, Anivia, she's got the, range advantage against Yone. So as soon as her damage starts to pick up, Yone will not be able to bully her out of lane as much. And so that'll be kind of interesting. I mean, it depends on how the Yone plays, right? If Yone plays aggressive, he should take advantage of the lane early. But if Anivia kind of plays the range well, it could go either way, I think. But in my eyes, I think Yone should bully Anivia early. Yeah. And then in the bot lane, I think that Lucian and Milio are actually going to be kind of, well, I don't know, because Hui does have some decent range, and he does have some decent damage early, where Lucian has kind of the same thing, but Lucian's range is kind of shorter. So
yeah. So I think Lucian Milio has the all-in potential. It's just a question of, can we avoid Blitzcrank hook and can we avoid getting poked from Hui? If you avoid those two things, you're gonna be fine in the bot lane and you have potential to go all in. But either of those things go wrong and that bot lane can go sideways really fast.
Yeah, and I guess something I didn't mention too is because the Anivia egg will actually cause problems for Yone early. He might be able to kill her, but the egg will always save. There's no way he has the DPS early enough. Well, I don't know. I'm just kind of talking out of my mouth here, thinking about this. So, I don't know. I guess we just got to leave it up to the players and see how it works out.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here, guys, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game number 1. All right, and we are in. We are looking at a Blitzcrank invade from UQTR. UQTR, that is going to mess me up a lot. We said that before we started. Like, I'm just not going to. And the worst part is, it is a French university. I'm not attempting to say that name. It is going to, I'm going to upset so many people no matter what I say. So, UQTR, I will get it through my head eventually, I promise. Going for their Blitzcrank invade, not getting a whole lot, just a little bit of vision.
Yep, and blue side regression, or yeah, regression doing a really good job with that. Ward, they catch them out on their shenanigans real early, and they save themselves a couple of deaths.
Yeah, appreciate the ability to recognize, we do not want anything to do with this level 1. Not only is it a Blitzcrank, it's also a Sejuani, which is a really good level 1, because you have Yone, you have Poppy, you have Blitzcrank, a lot of melee champions. So backing off from that, giving a little bit of space, and just a standard start.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm watching the stream, and it says that, or it's spectating regression spawn.
Oh no! Oh no! I will see if I can fix that.
Interesting. But it's a scuff stream. But a hook early. Wow, that.
Yeah. Let's pause. Actually.
All right, I'll pause.
We're gonna pause, and I'm gonna see if I can fix this real quick live on stream. I do have the ability to patch in, so I gotta remember how to do so.
Remote patching.
Yeah, possibly. We will see if I can do what I can do.
Well, I mean, at this state, it's kind of hard to judge the game.
Little bit.
Everybody's still level 1. And,
oh man, I have to log in and everything. I apologize, everybody. Things are a little scuffed. Apparently, the Vanguard update did mess with the VM. So we used to run the VM. Currently, not able to work because of Vanguard. So things are a little bit scuffed, and we are doing our best.
Well, from what I can tell so far, Poppy hit level 2 first in the top lane, and Anivia hit level 2 first in the mid lane. And that's all the level 2s across the map.
All right. I think we are.
We're gonna give this another go here.
Yeah. Let me real quick hit our setup here and see if that. Okay. We should be a little fixed here. That is paused at 208, so we're gonna unpause.
I'm at 208.
You're at 208. Cool. I'm gonna have to set myself up here to match y'all. All right. And we'll unpause on go. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
09, 10.
All right. The directed camera is counting down. We should be good in now. All right. We're good to go. Cool. Apologies for that, everybody. We should be all fixed up.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to the game. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? Something I didn't account for is that Anivia passive just doing so much damage early. It's incredible, man.
Yeah, it is a little bit silly. Anivia does do a little bit much damage if you can get the QE like that. Yep.
Here, but see that again, Yone's got that early damage.
Yeah, we'll be trading back and forth. Definitely has to be a little careful because that egg is still there and the electrocute.
Oh, what a first blood!
So unfortunate.
And it's even better that she gets to keep the egg. Passive's not proc. So good for Anivia early.
Yeah, so does mean Anivia gets a lead, probably where you wouldn't really expect an Anivia to get an early lead here, which does warp things a little bit. We said that UQTR needs to be a team that engages, needs to be pushing the issue, and it's already a difficult problem for them to solve. Even more so now with the Yone behind, had to burn TP just to get back to the wave there and not miss enough experience to still stay relevant in this early game.
Yeah, Regression doing a really good job here of overall control so far in the early game. Just under 4 minutes to go, and they've got a slight gold advantage. And Yone's going in there, nice stun. Oof, but there's a gank top lane. Wow, and I don't think there's anything Kasanti can do. He has to walk, and he doesn't even get out. That's a really good timed gank there, and plus the Poppy W there locking him down in place. It's just
Poppy
over, man.
W, like Sejuani, like a lot of things. Bot lane's getting some action too.
Yeah, Lucian kind of going in there, doing quite a bit of damage off of everything, and it's going to force UQTR to back off here. Yone doing a lot of stuff here as well in the mid lane.
Hook.
Oh, what a hook! Oof, flash out. I don't know if that's going to work.
Oh, it does. Just barely. Emilio helping along, get the little bit of help with the ignite, and does give the kill over to the map. So that is a kill over to Lucian, a kill for the Anivia. And yeah, Sejuani getting a kill early is nice, but that is not where UQTR want to have that gold. So things starting off really nicely for Regression here, and especially getting this Lucian ahead. Already said, if Blitzcrank hooks hit, if the poke from Hui hits, that is a problem for them. They have already started themselves off on a good foot.
Absolutely, and especially a dangerous Lucian is one that's fed, and honestly, he's doing a great job. And that Melio burn was just enough, to come through and get Lucian that early kill. And honestly, it seems like a little bit of a rough start here from Quebec.
Absolutely is. Now we have Grabby in the mid lane.
Here we go. Can he get the hook? He's level 3. What did I see? He's still got the egg available, though. Do they have the damage? Oh, with 3 people there? Without a doubt in my mind. Wait. Oh! The res almost comes through in time, but not enough damage. Not enough health to really survive anything, and he's going to be taken down by Yone. And Yone finds a return kill on the solo kill that happened earlier.
Yeah, a little bit of help there. I think you might be a little delayed. If you could speed up like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I got you.
You'll be good.
All right, I'm at 14, 15, 16.
Yep, your match. Cool.
Perfect.
We are on the same page. So no, it's fine. It's fine. We had unexpected difficulties. So I get it. Anivia going down does give a little bit of gold back to the Yone. Does settle things a little bit here, but it's always kind of just coming back to where we were. We're not getting ahead in this. You can see gold lead still going in favor here of Regression. They've still got this early advantage, and now Anivia with the level 6 does have to be a little worried about the Sejuani. Not a fun time to fight the boar.
Yeah, you're gonna get stunned there, locked down, and luckily for her that Yone's nowhere nearby. And Sejuani actually going to start off with 3 grubs here. Those new grubbies this season have been so strong. But Lilia is able to answer with her own dragon, getting that wind dragon. Our next dragon is going to be an infernal dragon. Any guesses on what the soul might be?
Oh, man, I don't know. Why do you think I know? We do get a blue steel here. Sleep is coming.
Yeah, Lullaby's going to be dropped. Here comes Fate's Unsealed is going to be dropped. It's going to go a little bit wide, and he's not going to be able to catch up to Desire as he's able to walk away with that one. And that is a lot thrown at this for very little. They're going to get the blue buff, but they're going to drop so much for it. It's kind of unfortunate. Here goes Emilio is empowered the Lucian here. Lucian's going to go on to Hui, but not much is going to come out of it. Just a little bit of health going to be dropped. And again, top lane fight, not much happening.
Oh no, Map getting a little caught.
Oh, he's under the tower. The nice shield though buys him time. In the mid lane though, on the other hand, Red Wolf is going to be knocked down really low, and there's no way he's going to get out of that one with no egg and no flash. He's out of there yet again. Another successful gang for Sejuani in the mid lane. This is looking better and better for Quebec yet.
That's what we wanted to see for the Yone there. Nice culling, dodging hook.
Yeah, you know what? It was rough. I don't know. It seemed like it might have been me, but it looked like that the fear from Hui actually knocked him out of the hook. It's just unfortunate there.
Yeah, and now Yone having a little bit of a lead. Now, especially what I want to see is Yone get around the map, like we're seeing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. I mean, it's a pretty slow fight. Emilio's going to be caught out, and that's just kind of rough. Emilio doesn't want that at all. But Yone is able to get away with the nice E, just getting away early. Again, damage is going to be huge for Yone, as he's going to go back here and get something out of it. Yeah, oh my.
HP Gamer really wants to back. I feel so bad for this Cassante. The wave has been in such a bad spot for the last couple of minutes, and there's been no opportunity to back. No TP, so can't even, you're losing waves if you back here, and there's no way. I think Lilia does need to get up to this top side at some point if you want to get this Cassante out of this bind.
Yeah, he's kind of just perma stuck under tower with no health, and Poppy doesn't mind that at all. Poppy's got full health and full control of this lane. However, now she's going to look for a back of her own. So hopefully that'll give Cassante enough to shove out and get a back in, because he definitely needs some to spend some gold. Another gank mid.
Oh.
Bait on Steel's going to land, and he is done for here. Can he get... Oh, the bind is going to drag him back. No! They're not able to get it. Lullaby available?
No, they don't want to go for it. No mana, no worry of a sleep there. And another unfortunate mid lane catastrophe here for Red Wolf. Does have TP to get back to lane, but both champs backing at the same time. Don't think we're going to see a whole lot there. Rekka may go for the TP, is going to. Red Wolf may want to back with his own. So it will just be a trade of TPs. Poppy going for the TP on the top side here too. HP Gamer has gotten the chance to push the wave out, not crash it though, importantly. So HP Gamer may be in a little bit of trouble. Will have TP up just now, though.
Yep, so he shouldn't lose any minions. He should be able to teleport back in time. But ultimately, this Anivia is just getting ganked after gank after gank. Whether it's Blitzcrank or Sejuani, just keeps getting caught out. There's just not much she can do, and she's pretty behind now because of it. Actually,
no, she's doing okay. I'm it's okay. At that. It's Anivia. It's Anivia, right? Like... I do. Speaking of differentials here, though, look at the CS differential in the bot lane. Nama lane and the map have been just running over this bot side here. Kraken Slayer to a lost chapter on the Hui right now. This Lucian is online, and Hui is still picking up the pieces. The Melio Lucian is always known as a really strong lane, have been playing it very well so far.
Absolutely. And, speaking of, jungle right now, I think Sejuani just picked up her 6th Void Grub, if I'm not mistaken. And that is huge. That is huge for Quebec. That just gives them so much more, push power with the 6 Grubbies. Taking down towers is going to be no problem here. Hui kind of in 1v3. However, they're maybe looking to turn. Yeah. Oh, hook just a little bit wide there.
Engaged miss. This could be the chance.
Yep, they're going to start at this dragon. Huge Fate Seal is going to be dropped onto the backline map. Is going to flash out awkwardly, but he does get to safety. Melio's the one now onto target. In the wall by Huge. She's going to knock down 4 people. Can they turn the fight? So much damage across the board, but do they have what it takes? Corn going to be dropped. Rocket going to be dropped down first. This looks huge for, oh my God, Regression. 3 kills into the Lucian, all out now going to be dropped. Aerosol going to go fall down, and that is 4 kills for 0 in favor of Regression.
And that's exactly what we talked about in Champ Select, right? It's the engage going to hit. The Hui ult misses, the Blitzcrank hook misses. Yeah, you got the Yone ult, but everything's gone at that point. You got Sejuani ult onto Melio. Didn't have the ult ready to go for that one, but the sleep from Lilia to counter it immediately changes that fight, and a culling across 3. A triple kill now for this Lucian. 4-0. Bax has a BF sword and a long sword alongside those boots. This Lucian is off the rails at the moment.
Absolutely. That was a nutty sleep. Quebec grouped up nice and pretty for that Lilia to flash and in press Q, and that was over from that. From there on, that fight was Regression's fight to win.
Yeah, Regression now very much in the driver's seat at this moment. They have 2 dragons. They have a very fed Lucian. They have control of this game. They now need to be able to push the issue right now. If they sit back, just try and farm, it gives opportunity for that Sejuani to get tanky enough, the Poppy as well, the Hui to get that damage to start catching up. You would obviously like to scale a little bit with this Anivia, but you want to be playing around this Lucian Melio. They're very strong right now.
Absolutely. And quick little fun fact about the Riot client. For some reason at Spectator, they never added the Hextech dragon symbol.
Oh, that's that's been there. Yeah, that has been a bug since they put that in. I know they're looking at it now, but it's like I know we have talked about this, Riot. I know people who have gone to Riot and been like, hey guys, this is still broken.
We need to fix this. But yeah, so for those of you guys watching, that Infernal Soul is actually a Hextech Soul. Yeah. So we'll have a Hextech dragon coming out here.
I think Chemtech has the same problem as well.
I think Chemtech just doesn't even show up. I think it's just nothing, if I remember properly. It's so funny.
It's a little rough. Yeah, does make things a little weird. I did want to bring up. Okay, so like I said, I have opinions about Melia. Maybe we'll get to that because bot lane is a little bit of poking back and forth. Doesn't look like anything. Melia, I always have strong opinions about the Melio. And Red Wolf, nice escape.
Yeah, really nice stun there.
Oh, they're sleeping. Ooh.
They're gonna go for some. Glacial Prison gonna be dropped, and they're gonna walk.
All right.
Wow, really, really well done there. Right out of the sleep. Oh, what a hook! Followed by Fate Unsealed. It's gonna happen. It is over for Red Wolf. Egg is gonna drop. They got 4 here to do damage. It is left to Desire to try to make this happen. He's gonna go down, and Desire's gonna follow. And again, a great answer from Quebec here, evening out the kill board yet again. And honestly, just trying to turn a fight just goes south for Regression.
Yeah, it's not really looking good. I not only seeing Red Wolf go down, but Desire really needed to recognize that was not a fight you needed to take at all. And I'm a little sad to see that because I really think that you can play that so much better. You just let Red Wolf die. You don't need to give the extra 300 gold over. And because of that, you now have that Yone getting a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I mean, 3-2-2 isn't exactly what we would consider absolutely fed, but definitely getting there. The strength is coming, but I'm looking at the lead in the bot lane, and it's over 2,000 gold right now onto the solution, and that's like 3/4 of an item. Oh, but Mad Villain, he's getting 1v1. That's a tough loss. Cassante as well, getting another 1v1 kill in the top lane. Regression just buying back. It just seems like, Quebec finds these huge plays and they make something happen, and then Regression just has an answer, whether it's a 1v1 play or whatever. They're just finding answers to everything that Quebec can throw out. Speaking of, Grabby's going to go with what a hook under the tower. Can he live though? Pops the ult. Map's going to be taking
no cooldowns.
The shield barely saves his life, and he's able to walk away both sides here, not losing anybody yet. Hui just kind of, honestly,
it's just a wave right angle. We're not doing anything special here. But crazy grab. Honestly, if that's an 80 carry, that's a dead Lucian there. But the fact that Hui did not have those cooldowns was really problematic, and now we're going to see them chased off of this mid lane here. Red Wolf does not have this blue buff yet, so does not have the mana for this upcoming dragon fight. Does not have a TP either, so Anivia may not be here if this dragon gets started immediately.
Absolutely. Regression does have, it seems, has a little bit of an advantage here, having 3 pushing lanes. So it's going to be really, really difficult here for Quebec to fight into this this bottom jungle here. They're going to have to do something, though. This is 3 dragons. They don't want to put them on soul point just yet. It's a little early for that, and we're going to start off a little bit here. Casante's going to go in 1v5. He's going to be caught up, but a nice Q there from Disser. Buys time, and they're all asleep. Fate Seal is going to be dropped. He's going to find Desiree. Nothing much will come out of it. He's going to be knocked away. Poppy goes down, and now it's Regression's fight to win. There is no front line. They have to walk away here. Desire doing so much work, but ultimately it just doesn't look very good for Quebec. Quebec has to cut their losses here. With Dragon up now, this is just Dragon for Regression. At this point, they don't have the tools nor the health to fight. And that'll be a free dragon here going over to Regression.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate here because UQTR again just did not get their cooldowns used correctly. They went in, they didn't get anything from them, and the Lilia sleep on top of that to just buy time for a reset and turn things back around. Nothing came of the Lilia sleep in terms of damage, but it did at the very minimum give time for the Melio to wrap back around to the team, for the team to reset where they were standing, and it made it so that they did not really have to worry about losing people in that fight.
Oh,
Red Wolf.
wait. Red Wolf is going to go down. Nice hook there from Grabby's going to knock up and silence Map, but Map's going to turn his focus onto one other. He finds two. He's able to outlive this. He's going to flash out of the headlights of Sejuani, and he's going to find 2 kills for the price of 0. Really well done there from Map, able to navigate through the fight and find the kills that he needed to survive. Really well done.
Yeah, gets in there and out of there surprisingly enough. Does make something out of nothing there, which was really crucial. I think Red Wolf did not have any reason to be up that far, and not exactly the greatest. HP Gamer going to get stunned.
Yeah, they're going to go in Fate Seal. I don't know if that was worth the drop of Fate Seal. He all outed to get out. Oh. Yeah, the Unstoppable buys him out of there, and he's able to live. I'm not sure if it was really worth it to commit the Fate Seal there.
No. I like the Fate Seal. The problem is All Out. There was just a smidgen of time where Cassante wasn't CC'd to use the All Out, and that avoids the CC from Fate Sealed. So he gets out of there just barely, and then gets over to the Sejuani, dashes back, and the Yone E to get out as well.
Yeah, really, really well done there from Cassante. Able to live there. Oh, here we go. We get something maybe happening here. Wolf is going to be going on, but excuse me. But Wolf going to try to do something here. As he's going to continue. Ooh, here we go. Sejuani's headed bot lane. He's going to miss the knockup, and the flash comes out for Wolf. Teleport's coming down, though. Cassante is on the way. They're going to have to walk. I don't think this is really good. Nice stun there, followed up. Red Wolf's got damage. Cassante's got the front line. Lucian's here. Blitzcrank's here. We're going to have a brawl. Flash over the wall from Rekka. Map is still followed. Coley could be blocked by Grabby in time. Mad Villain's going to go down early in the front lane. Grabby is going to find it what he can, but he doesn't do much. And wow, that's 2 kills for Regression. Doing really well here. Cassante going to take a few turret shots for nothing. And Yone makes it out. But man, really well played there from Regression with a huge collapse. They find themselves just covered in a pit of Regression players.
Yeah, it looked like it was just Red Wolf caught out for a while. And to be honest, I think that is what happened. But the TP response there from HP Gamer showing up in the nick of time. And then you had the map as well following up to make sure as long as the Anivia didn't die immediately, the help was there. And that has been kind of the story of the day here. It's like we go in, we don't immediately get the kills, and that bites UQTR in the butt really hard. They're just not able to go toe-to-toe here once the full team is around, and they're not finishing the fights fast enough to avoid the full team coming in.
Yeah, it just seemed like really, really good macro play from Regression, just knowing that, hey, this is a winning fight. We can bait them into this. And Red Wolf doing a really good job being the bait there. However, it looks like we might be doing something similar in the top lane. Poppy's going to prevent the motion here. It seems Cassante's got up with a beautiful hook, followed by Shockwave. Red Wolf could be in a little bit of danger. He's going to go down. Cassante goes all out trying to buy time for that egg to drop. I don't know if he's got the time. Cassante is just booted out of there, and they'll find a kill onto Red Wolf.
Yeah, but here's where, again, my fears come in. How long did it take them to get those kills? They just don't have the damage. They didn't even get the Cassante. And because they don't have the DPS and they don't have the Yone there, they can't burn down these big health bars. It's not only a Cassante. The Anivia, almost at the Rod of Ages, fully stacked as well, will have the finished tier item for an extra shield going forward. There's a lot of HP to chew through and not enough cooldowns to do it.
Yeah, cooldowns, let alone damage. They don't really have the damage to get through these tanky champions. But, I just got to say, Cassante is just a nutty champion, man. He survived 1v4 for so long, and then he forced out the hammer from Poppy.
That champ's getting buffed in next patch, I'm pretty sure, too.
Yeah, it is kind of unfortunate. He did go all out in that fight, but it did something weird where he didn't actually go through the dragon pit. He got stuck on the same side, which was really weird. He must have been just too far away from the wall when he went all out. But I don't know. Interesting for sure.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even process that to be to be really
No,
clear with you, but
yeah, I
it's
think
fine.
I think
Oh,
he was
this
trying
could
to
be
drag it.
bad. Poppy, look at the Poppy flank.
Ooh, backs up. Fate Seal's gonna be dropped. A huge ultimate's going down. Here comes Spiraling Spare. Spiraling Spare does go. It hits Cassante, not bad. But here we go. They're gonna look to fight. Turn this fight. Sleep is gonna be still available. And here he goes. It's going to pop. It's gonna land on 3. Lilia's gonna, or not Lilia. That is gonna be hit by Glacial Prism. Oh my god, it's just a disaster all around. And just Cassandra ate so many of those abilities. I don't know if you
Yep.
saw that, but he ate Spiraling Despair. He ate Glacial Prison. And there's just nothing much he could, like, nothing else available for Quebec. But look at this. Aerosol is actually fighting pretty well against Desire here. Oh, he almost gets the kill.
I'm gonna be really honest with you there. Oh, Matt Villainy may be going for the
They
steal.
don't, yeah, they don't have smite.
He gets
yeah.
it.
Yeah, can he walk out is the question, though. I don't think
No.
that's. Yeah, there's no way.
That wasn't in
But-
the plan from the beginning. Like, we were never ever getting out of that one. But does stop the soul. Does mean Baron will probably go over. But honestly,
Yeah.
I think you'd rather deal with 3 minutes of a Baron than a soul for the rest of this game. That whole fight seemed like it started off really well with Poppy getting on the flank there, Captain Ew, deep in enemy lines. Stops the Lucian for a bit, but again, just not enough damage. Cassante frontlining really hard, plus Emilio, plus a Lilia with a bunch of Omnivamp at this point. It's really difficult to kill anybody on this team, and I feel like the gold differential is becoming a massive issue here.
Yeah, I mean, Regression just has so much gold on their side. And honestly, even losing the dragon isn't the worst for Regression. All that says is, hey, we got to wait one more dragon until the Elder Soul. Like, that's all it says, and that's normally a good thing. You know, you don't want to have to flip Elder if you don't have to, right? And you have the majority of the dragons anyway, so why not? I mean, you lose a soul, you get a kill, and you get Baron. That is totally worth it, in my eyes, for
Definitely is.
Regression.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams are kind of mostly happy with the outcome. You would not like to deal with a Hextech Soul giving extra damage to these beefy members. But yeah, like you said, the Elder is a flip opportunity. So
Yeah.
it goes both ways. I think right now the problem is your wave clear is entirely magic damage on this team for UQTR. And Baron is notorious for having extra magic damage reduction on those minions. So Hui may have a little bit of a time trying to get these minions away from towers.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with Xante just walking at him, just it's so scary. Fate Seal's going to be dropped here, though. He's going to try to go in here. And Red Wolf, he's got quite a bit of damage, but it's not enough. And Red Wolf was able to walk away as we shifted into this 1-4-0 kind of state. Inner turret here going to be, oh, what a hook. But oh my, that was really weird. Hook is going to be stopped there. But, yeah, they're going to go in. Lullaby is dropped. Cassante is just in the back line tanking turret shots for like 3 hours. What is happening? And he walks away. What in the world is that champion, Riot? How can you say?
Look, okay, that's also Emilio. That's also Emilio all in shields as well. So like,
true.
let's give some credit to the boy there. He did a lot of work.
Yeah, that's true. You know that. He's been playing Emilio pretty well, staying kind of out of the line of fire here. So I got to give him credit, absolutely. But hey, they got an inhibitor. Mid inhibitor is down. Do they look to end here? Is the question. I don't know. It's kind of tough. It's 4 versus 1. Cassante's low health. It's just, I don't know if this is a good idea. You do have the Lucian, though. Rekka going to be walking back towards the fountain. They may look for something here. That ultimate, here we go. They're going to go in. Hook going to go a little bit wide. Here we go. Pulled back in. Cassante is really low. Can they get him down? And Hui will get the shutdown. Map is going to walk away. Oh my god, the damage return, though, is so huge. His Map's going to go onto... Oh my god, Lucian doing so much work. Oh my god. Wow. He turns that fight. My lord. And Cassante, even at as low health as he was, he's able to survive for so long again. And Emilio just putting in the work with the shields and the heals. I don't know, man. What a game, though. What a game one.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an unfortunate game, I think, for UQTR. They struggled pretty heavily dealing with the tankiness that was put together by Regression, they didn't have an answer. The cooldown based way not working out. The Yone, I don't think really did exactly what they wanted there. Caused some issues for trying to beat up that front line. And at that point, once the Lucian got ahead, okay, you have an engine for your team. You just need to push it. I think if the Lucian doesn't get ahead, Anivia keeps getting ganked like that game maybe goes a different direction. But when Cassante doesn't get hard punished up in that top side, and when Lucian is given free reign like that bot lane was, it's kind of a little expected to see what we saw.
Absolutely. And, I got to give credit to Hue, though, doing 23,000 damage, second most damage in the game, only under Lilia there doing 27,000. That's kind of a hard thing to do, especially with how far down he was and how far behind he was in the bot lane. I mean, at the end of it, it looks like Lucian was up almost a whole item, if not more. So definitely, I agree. I think the Lucian was their main issue. That bot lane was just kind of allowed to run the show. Sejuani did a really, really good job of spreading the love to her top and mid, but the bot lane was just so critical in those last fights. They would find the front line and kill him, but Lucian would just be able to find navigation through the fights and live, and that is kind of just not what you want, especially. I mentioned it before too, is, what they got to do is they got to find a way onto their backline first. That should be your first priority. You need to get rid of the damage, because Cassante Cassante is not going to die. We've already discussed this. He's not going to die. Like, get rid of the Cassante, let him do whatever, let Poppy kind of play with him a little bit, but work your way onto the backline. And they were just not able to get there. Map was able to, and when they did, Map was able to escape. Map was able to find some way to navigate and find 2-3 kills every fight, And honestly, I just think that, they need to switch up how they're fighting as a team. They need to find a way to get through their front line and onto the back line.
Absolutely. I think we're going to head it to a quick break here, though, as we get ready for game number 2, guys. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
We back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, because you cut out, like you stopped counting. I was like, oh.
No, I told you I was gonna stop counting. I told you I was gonna get to like 2 or 3, and then you go.
Okay, my bad. But welcome back to game number 2 here. Regression up 1-0 against our fellas over in Quebec. First things first, last game, just a little bit of a highlight. It just seemed Regression kind of dominated for the majority of it, I feel like. Do you have any thoughts on last game before we start into the next round?
Yeah, I mean, I think top lane started off really well for UQTR. That was definitely a PowerPoint for them for a bit. They just couldn't make anything out of it because it's Cassante. Bot side did not really go the way they wanted it to. The way I don't think was the ideal pick, and it did show its weakness later in the game. And they never got the Blitzcrank going, I think, the way they wanted to in the bot side. Melio Lucian popped off at a certain point, and there was just no response to it. Hwei and Blitzcrank could not match up, and that took over the game, basically. So even though Anivia was struggling in the mid lane, it didn't really matter too much. We're seeing the Lucian is banned now for UQTR. They're still banning the Gwen, means either the Rek'Sai or the Jinx is going to be let through. Meanwhile, same bans over on Regression's side.
Yep, the exact same Groggy, Talia, and Ornn. And Quebec opting for that Jinx last ban there. I really do like the Gwen ban. We did see that in the OP.GGs. I think that looked really good. So a great ban from Quebec. And again, Lucian looked really good last game. So way to take it away and force Regression on something different.
Yeah, this does mean Rek'Sai is available. I don't think that's a first pick worthy champion. And I don't think UQTR does play it very much. Here's the Jhin, though. We talked a little before we went live here about how Regression's AD carry does play a good bit of the Jhin, and Jhin has been coming back in the meta as of late.
Absolutely, Jhin just feels better and better by the day. And honestly, he looks great, and he's a fun champion to watch. I can't wait to see it. Just the answer into Jhin is kind of difficult because Jhin has just quite a bit of range, and he outranges most champions. And so it's kind of a difficult thing to play around. But they pick the Ashe into it. It technically is a flex pick. I believe it would be like, the Ashe support.
I don't want to cast Ashe support, man.
But
I don't want to cast Ashe support.
Dude, it's lame. It is. I think it's lame. But you never know. It technically is a flex pick. I severely doubt it will be. Ashe AD carry, again, kind of, in my opinion, it's mid. I've seen it played quite a bit. And I don't know. Like, it's somebody, one of my buddies who plays in the semi-pro leagues, he was like, yeah, I love Ashe. It's just so much damage. And then I watch him go like 0-10 on it. I'm just like, where's the damage?
Well, I mean, I get to push buttons on Ashe. Like, that feels good, right? Like, I'm enjoying that part. But it's not fun to watch. We do have Sylas now going up against the Ahri in the mid lane. Also this could be a jungle Sylas too that has been coming back into the meta since some changes recently. The Ashe does at the very minimum come into at the range portion that we talked about with the Jhin. Does have that little bit of poke with the W, does have the capability to hit engages, but with the Sylas in the game, gives those ults back over to the other side too. So both teams are going to have to be watching for Ashe arrows.
Absolutely. And to round out the picks, we got Cassante back for Regression and Jax. Cassante, again, we've seen him last game. He played really well. I think he did a good job. And Jax actually looks pretty good. I really like Jax. Again, you can play him in the jungle or you can play him in the top lane. And he looks good in both roles.
He does. I think he's a really solid pick into the Cassante. You now can avoid Cassante passive. If you get put back into Cassante's range, you can pop the Counter-Strike, and you'll probably be able to just, even if you get pushed backwards, you could just Counter-Strike and leap away if you don't want the fight. So Jax does have chances to play around Cassante. Meanwhile, getting to our second ban phase, the Blitzcrank is going to be taken away by Regression. Not a fan of how much they had to deal with that in the mid lane. Meanwhile, UQTR, they do get their opportunity to ban the Rek'Sai, so they do seem to believe that is Sylas going into the mid lane.
Yep, absolutely. A fantastic ban again. A kind of a comfort pick for the jungler, so I think that's a great ban. And then paired it with a Xayah. Why do they name too many champions like each other? Zyra. I think it's just a really good band overall. Zyra is pretty strong in the bot lane, especially if you just honestly the hardest part about playing Zyra is playing into Zyra because
Yeah.
a lot of people, especially in the lower elo, just cannot play into a Zyra. They go brain dead, and if you can find somebody like that that just doesn't know how to play into it, you can really take advantage of a
I mean,
bot lane.
I will make the argument. There's a lot of Masters players in this lobby, and everyone's at least diamond. So my I would hope at this point, like the concept of how to play against Zyra has been ingrained in these players. We're gonna see if Garen is going to be in the mind of the regression players though, because that is going to be picked up for Captain EO in the top lane, which does tell us it is Mad Villainy that is taking the Jax into the jungle.
Absolutely. And if anything about Garen players is at least they know how to boil water. Garen gameplay very straightforward.
One of my friends is a Garen main. I'm gonna keep that one in my mind pocket there.
So Garen, a really interesting pick into the Shen pick. Whoa, hold up, is it? What?
I have no idea where any of these champs are going at this point.
What? Dude,
I want to say this is Silas jungle, Cassante mid, Shen top, Lux Jin bot. That is my guess.
It could be Shen support too.
It could be Shen support.
If I'm Quebec, I'm looking at this draft and I'm thinking, man,
I'm juggling and just throwing the balls where they lie to see where these champions are going.
Okay, and then Nautilus rounding out the picks for game 2. Nautilus, one of those champions that's just kind of mediocre into most champions. It's kind of a champion that can be useful even if it's down. The problem is it can't be useful if his team is down. So if they get behind, Nautilus just kind of is a thing. It's just a person that exists. So like personally, I think it's a pretty decent pick, but just hoping that Quebec actually picks up the pace and their whole team kind of plays decent. Well, not decently. They played pretty good game 1. But what I'm saying is, like, I hope that they actually get ahead and Nautilus is able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm more just curious exactly where everything is going here, because like, yeah, we're at a little bit of a bit all over the place, waiting for.
Personally, I think like this might be. I personally think it's Cassante top, Silas jungle, Lux mid, and then Shenjin bot. But it could. I mean, personally, you could really swap through all. Like, oh my god, that's difficult to say, man. That is. Whew.
I'm putting my cards down. I think it's Cassante mid, Shen top, Silas jungle, Lux Jin bot. I'm calling that one right now. If I'm wrong, nothing happens. That's just like, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not putting anything on this, but
you know what? I have to say you're probably a better player than I am, so I have to agree with you without a doubt. You know, I don't know. That's kind of a crazy draft. Which the funny part about it is it makes it even more difficult to determine who won draft, if anybody. Because like, I mean.
I don't know if there's a way to say who won draft here. I think top lane is kind of just a wash. Mid lane, Cassante just doesn't do anything and probably scales regardless. Cassante got picked for the top lane here, so I'm already apparently wrong. Shen, man. Is Shen support really? Lux mid? No, Shen jungle.
Shen jungle.
Okay.
Okay, actually.
My bad. I forgot about the jungle.
Holy, that does change this up a bit. Oh my. Wow. Holy, talk about a wow. Interesting draft.
Do we have to talk about it?
Honestly, you know, all I'm going to say about it is I think I like Regression's draft in the sheer fact that it definitely confused Quebec. Quebec has to look at the draft and be like, okay, what is happening?
Yeah, but it also confused me, and I don't like that. Like,
dude, the amount of flex picks in one draft, they've almost maxed it out.
Like, just barely, yeah.
Holy. Like, I mean, it's not like you could say that the jingle.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah. Like, wow. but definitely a little bit more
Oh,
textbook
it's
draft from
yeah, it's
Quebec.
also Silas mid and Lux bot, like too. Yeah,
Oh boy.
so yeah, Lux Jin is not going to be a fun time for this Nautilus. Now that we actually know where things are going, Jin Lux not a fun time for any lane really, especially not something like a Nautilus where it's you have to go in or you just kind of lose. And the problem with going in, both these champs have line shot routes that are
Yeah.
just going to go directly on you as soon as you go in. So Nautilus, when he goes in, he is going to be going in. And when you have something that has as powerful of ganks as a Shen, suddenly going in is a very scary prospect.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say that like Nautilus's engage is a lot more linear than Luxus is. I think Lux has a lot of options and a lot of tools to create openings for Jin, especially paired with her range and Jin's W. I think there's just a lot of potential there for engage. But not to say this Ashe Nautilus can't do it. It's just going to be really, really rough bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
If Jin gets hooked, Nautilus is stuck going to the same position for like at least a second. If Lux can react, she gets a free route like a free route, and then they can look to turn. So I just it's kind of difficult. I mean, Silas and Ari isn't terrible, but I really like the Shen jungle.
So
Again,
what should happen here is Ari should be able to push Silas in and have early game presence and do something with this Jackson Nautilus here. There's possibilities there, but the question is, do you actually realistically and reliably get that push in, and two, do you actually do something with that? Because I don't know the Cassante Garen matchup terribly well. Don't know how much influence they can have on that top lane. Bot lane feels like your best option there, but you've got to have that proactivity in order to make that work.
right, again, both these top laners are relatively, fast moving and very mobile champions as it is. Um, but I don't. Again, I think it's just a slap fight. It's normal top lane stuff. You got two tanks that do relatively okay damage. They're just gonna sit there and whack at each other for a couple minutes. I don't think really anything's gonna happen top lane until the ganks come through. I think Jax is gonna be super lethal towards the end, especially if he can get ahead. I think Jax will be really, really good for the side of Quebec. But ultimately, an interesting game too. We are geared up for sure.
Absolutely. We'll see if the Jax can just go out of control. I think it does need to snowball in order to be relevant, but we'll have to see if the Jax Garen top lane combo there goes a little crazy.
Absolutely. It looks like I think now we're going to take a little bit of a break while we're on spectator delay. So make sure you stay tuned for game number 1 as Regression's up 1-0 on Quebec. We'll see you there. right, welcome back to game number 2 here. Regression still up 1-0, and Quebec looking to answer here. Can they push it to a game 3 is the question. And so far, no sneaky plays so far. And honestly, just a standard 5-point from both of these teams.
Pretty normal setup here. Now, I'm really curious here what UQTR are going to do, because we talked a little bit about, you said the Jax late game really strong. Now, the problem is generally in the jungle, you're not getting the same amount of gold as you do up in the top lane. So Jax going to be a little behind on levels, going to be a little behind on gold. Has to really snowball in order to stay at that relevant stage into the mid game there. And I think you have the tools to do that. When you have something as strong in lane as a Garen and you have something as strong in lane as an Ahri, you just need to be able to utilize that. If Ahri's pushing waves and not doing anything with that, I think that's a lack of understanding on what you need to do with this champion.
Absolutely. Jax is definitely going to have to work hard to stay in this game. But yeah, we're looking to see this Ahri push. Silas already starting off really strong there with an early trade there, taking her down to half health. Wow. That's insane. But
I mean, that's exactly what you need to do, though, is the Silas here. You want to play aggressive. If you give Ahri space and you give her the ability to just get these levels and push wave, you're losing out. So I do like this.
Yeah, but if you miss abilities like that, Ahri's able to buy something back, get health back, and honestly, it's still pretty even here in the mid lane as both hit level 2 at the same time.
Yeah, but now the burst potential is really scary there.
But Red Wolf's taking really low. He's able to flash away barely with a sliver of health. What is this health? I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very minimal. I'm surprised the flash follow from Rekka was not there. I think another auto would have done it. Doesn't want to take the risk, though. It is fine to just take that flash and then be okay with that. Do you have cleared jungle on the bot side here for Mad Villainy and is going for the invade? No, going for the gank here on Red Wolf.
Oh, does he get the stun? Oh. Really well played there from Jax there, opening up the Counter-Strike early and able to flash and ward hop to Silas and finds the stun and gets the kill. And first blood going over to Quebec. Really well done there.
And important too there, just the Q hop into the flash, cross so much space there, and that's kind of why Jax jungle does work. You can just cover so much ground, and Counter-Strike is such a good spell. You stun them, immediately die, even get away from that without the death too. So early lead for the Jax, the exact thing that we wanted to see.
Absolutely. And it looks like Jax is already headed towards top side. He's going to get that scuttle up there. And Silas, somewhat aware of this, it looks like. Kind of going to walk towards... Oh, we could see a little bit of scuff here. As Mad Villainy going to kind of say hello to the top lane. Ooh, nice charm. Oh, here we go. Wolf. Oh, just, I mean...
Desire's here.
Shen, nice dodge there from Rekka. Oh, what a charm will buy him time. He's able to live. And Desire's the one that ends up pretty low. I don't know what just happened mid lane, but it kind of went back and forth. My emotions are toyed with, and nothing came out of it, so now I'm just upset.
I mean, it was a couple of his skill shots, a couple of good side steps there. Rekka is definitely low on the HP there. No flash from the Silas, so no risk of that flash E2 onto the Ahri, but we'll be clearing away. Desire is way too far forward.
Nice block, though. Nice char. Oh, he's done for. Mad Villainy finds the kill. Yeah, just overstepping a little bit there, and honestly just paying for it. Wow.
Yeah, not the greatest play there. Flash charm.
Wow. Red Wolf is now on the run. He's going to walk into the jungle here. Can he make something of it, though? He's going to be forced into the Raptor Pit. Can he? Yeah, he's just going to dash over the wall. Rekka not in a good position there to make anything of it, and he actually does live.
Just barely, too, and good play there to get into the Raptor Pit and dash over the wall, knowing Jax could not follow through, and Rekka could not stop Red Wolf. Oh, we are going in.
He's going to go in. Oh, my. Goes under tower, not able to find the damage. And Rekka lives barely as she'll get the Spirit Rush up.
It's so scary there, and I'm a little sad there because I don't think Red Wolf needed to go for that. I think Red Wolf has had a habit of playing a little bit too aggressive. We saw it a little bit on the Anivia in game number 1, and this time has died twice now on the Sylas, playing really aggro. And it makes a little more sense on the Sylas, but I still think you've got to understand your limits a little bit better because these dives are not working out the way that Red Wolf wants them to.
Yeah, I do leave myself questioning, was that necessary? You know, you had the wave shoved, just look for a back. And honestly, maybe he was looking for the fast back. Maybe he wanted to get that gray screen and just get that instant back to base, but it's not worth it. So it's definitely not worth it. You're feeding this Ari, which is already so strong. But hijack now available for Red Wolf as Shen picks up his first void grub there. So a little bit of a difference. I believe Regression started out with the first dragon last game, and now it is Regression on the grubbies right away here.
Yeah, I think recognizing the kill threat from the Sylas here, and also just knowing Cassante had the push there. I did like this roam here from Grabby. It didn't work out, but it did end up making sure that Ari could push up into that wave, and knowing if Sylas engaged, there was no worry because there was a Nautilus there to back you up and make sure you at the minimum get out of that alive. So Rekka able to push, able to back off, and now we're seeing a little bit of movement from UQTR. They're going to be starting on the Dragon, but they're starting this late. There's time to respond for this.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have our fight here. Hijack's going to go on. Depth charge going to be immediately dropped, followed up by Blossom from Jin. He is just alone. No, Red Wolf's going to go down early. They're going to follow up with one. Grabby is going to go in. Nice root onto the map. Map is going to be in perfect position there. 2 kills going on to Lux as now Mad Villainy and Rekka on the run, and Regression take control of the Dragon Pit. Now it comes down to the decision of, do you try to force this? Do you try to make it back? It doesn't make sense. They're going to back off, and that's a Dragon over to Regression.
Oh, and that is so rough. Red Wolf did go in very early on that fight, but so many cooldowns were blown into the Sylas that eventually the Lux is able to come in and clean up enough damage, enough base damage from that Lux right now to push the rest of UQTR away. They didn't have an opportunity to really fight that, and this Jax has not hit item spikes yet. This Ari is not doing damage yet. We just have cooldown boots on her, and Ashe just got this Vamp Scepter here. So not a lot of damage on that red side, and Lux gonna get something there.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of tomfoolery here in the mid lane as Red Wolf is gonna be forced. He's gonna force out the Stand United. Shen's gonna go in, and that's a kill turned on to Jax. Rekka now on the run. Red Wolf is gonna go down to the turret though, and Rekka picks up a 3rd kill there. But back to the team fight. I think what's really important to realize is Sylas was able to get into the fight, and he picks up the depth charge from Nautilus, which is so huge. He finds himself with a free knockup onto 3 people, and he's like, yes, there's our engage. And the team is allowed to follow up. Even though he's in the middle of 4 people, he gave his team time to follow up. And I think that's totally worth it in my book.
Yeah, although I do question a little bit here. The engages on the solo fights here has been a little rough. I'm also curious. What are we building this Aether Wisp into?
This Aether Wisp? Oh, God. He's got
okay.
Dark Seal, Aether Wisp.
Because, okay, my concern here is... Because I'm forgetting... I'm blanking right now on the AP items, but I do know that builds into Shurelya's, and I really kind of hope that's not a Shurelya's.
Oh, nasty plays from Wolf. But he's just, again, unable to... Ooh, Errol going to go a little bit wide there. Oh, but... It'll weak us up.
Nope.
The reactions.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Again, Red Wolf just finding a really good engage, doing quite a bit of damage, just unable to finish the job. And that is huge for this Ari, standing at 3-0, hanging on to that bounty is so good.
Yeah, I also, again, want to bring up the CS differential on this bot side. Map had
Jax's
in
bot
game
side.
number 1. Jax bot side.
Yep, there goes stun onto Jin. Now it's going to be Ashe's turn to say hello. 4-shot available, but it's just not enough. Blossom's going to land, and he's able to get out alive. Really well done there from Jax. Able to spread out, standing away from his support, and his support's able to give CC and get him out alive.
Yeah, a little bit close there. Heal was enough, and Map had to burn the flash. Ghost will be back up, so we'll have another escape if need be. Couple of fighting
Desire,
here.
yeah. Garen's by himself between three people. He's going to Q and try to get away. Nice charm. Will buy space, followed by the Q. Red Wolf's been taken low. All Out's going to go out. And then just
We hit the Garen button.
He popped the funny button, and he's going to get out free and clear. Wait, oh, he missed the blast code. No! Cassante finds the kill. Oh, no. He's not able to blast code over the wall, but Cassante learning what Garen does as Garen flash, Garen funny button.
I mean, it is a decent pick into Cassante here, because you do just get to, if Cassante all outs, you just get to push the funny button, and a lot of his HP is gone. So it is a bit of a counter in that sense. Ashall hits from downtown.
Yeah, can they make anything of it? Nice charm. He's going to take a little bit of damage, but nothing able to come of it. Ooh, nice dredge line there. Onto Lux. They're going to follow up. Depth charge going to be dropped. But they're going to find the kill, and Red Wolf now going to run away. Nice charm will keep him in this fight, followed by the Root. Grabby, can he get Dredge line up in time? No, he can't. And Red Wolf gets out alive.
We still fight this.
Yeah, it's just a little bit awkward. It's 4v2. Desire, they need something to walk. Really nice stun there, though. Mad Villain, he might go down here. He does. Flash over the wall. Desire lives. HP Gamer still barely alive. Nice knockup from Rekka. Dredge line from across the map. Stan United not able to come through in time. Captain E or Cap U, I don't know.
Captain
Quebec.
U.
Captain U.
Captain U.
Captain U tried to do what he can, and ultimately 1-for-1 there. Not the worst from both sides, but I will note that they're not going to take the rest of the grubbies. That's really strange. They're just going to leave them. But and I think that fight really dragged out for Regression. I don't think that was the fight they really wanted.
Yeah, I think Regression's just playing a little bit too aggressive in the wrong times here. We've seen Red Wolf is just going really ham at times. The team is just not there to follow up, doesn't have the ability to help out, and Red Wolf falling before the fight really gets going is a little bit less than ideal. Now, as Dragon is going to be started here on this bot side, first Dragon was picked up by Regression, so UQTR would like to stabilize this, although there is enough of a grouping around here that we could see a Dragon fight.
Absolutely. Oh, Red Wolf going to go on a Rekka. He's going to miss the knockup, but able to trade some good health. Mad Villainy there. Desire also here. So, I mean, Dragon still... Curtain Call going to go wide. First shot. Third...
Shen
second
stole
shot.
the Dragon.
Wait, Shen did that? Oh my god, Shen is a legend. Picks up the kill. Curtain Call not going to do very much. He's going to hit one shot of it. Blossom, and that just locks the Ashe down, and Ashe just overstepping her bounds and will die for it. However, Garen picking up some grubbies on the other side map. Oh my god, Wolf doing work though, Mad Villain. He's going to try to make something to work here.
Redemption 2.
Redemption. Oh my god, so much damage from the Silas and healing followed by with the Redemption. Why do I keep on calling it regret? Oh, it's because it's their team. Regression. Redemption.
Regression.
Regression.
It's Regression now. And Regression has been earned by Regression. As now, finally, Red Wolf, the aggression pays off. And they do get a couple of kills. They get a tower as well. And the Silas is getting a little bit off the rails there. Grabbing the Ariel, able to chase people down. And it is... everything is working out great. That was also, yeah, Desire's redemption there. It was Redemption Rush on this Jungle Shen.
That's awesome. I love that. You love to see it. I do want to point out, though, Lux picking up a Malignance, which is just so disgusting on a support salary. Oh, my God. So much damage threat from the side of Regression. It's going to be difficult for Quebec to navigate these fights, because there's just so much places these damage could come from.
There's a lot of damage there. Ashall missing. Oh no.
Oh no. Final spark. Huge damage followed to taunt from Desire. Desire is going to lock him down, and Grabby's going to walk away. Mad Villainy not choosing to mess with this, the Cassante. Mr. Star walk-in is going to walk out, and after one death, both teams evacuate the area.
Yeah, again, just a little bit of getting caught out, which is what we saw game number 1 from UQTR. They're paying the price a second time here, and it's costing them a lot. They're now down 2K gold where they had a really solid advantage before. And what we're seeing from Regression is they have a composition that is very capable of pushing their lead. They've been so far ahead. The Lux Jin is so oppressive to deal with. And when you have the Sylas who's pushing on this side lane that Ari right now is not capable of handling, and it's a Rod of Ages Sylas, so it's going to scale really well, things are a little bit rough.
Yeah, absolutely. And, looking at the CS differences as well, Shen's up 30 CS. Oh, final spark in the mid lane there. And Jin's up 50 CS. It's just a lot of CS in the favor of Regression. It looks bad right now for Quebec.
Yeah, it's tough. They had such a good lead, and things seem to be going well in the early skirmishes, but just pick after pick has been happening, and it is not done them well. Now they're looking for a pick themselves here onto Red Wolf, who has been pretty consistent in getting picked.
Depth charge going to be dropped here. He's going to be just so much CC. He follows up with his own depth charge, though, onto Rekka. Rekka's going to be forced to back, Spirit Rush away. They do get the kill, but Sylas able to pull out the Spirit Rush from Ari. Again, Quebec answering, finding something, and was that a shutdown? Yes, they did. They got a shutdown.
They did get a shutdown, and they, most importantly too, they stopped that split push. It's a bit of a power play for them there. They probably aren't going to do a whole lot with it, but it does buy them time where they were getting pressured in all lanes here. They're going to lose the top lane turret. Captain U, unfortunately, not able to do a whole lot against this Cassante anymore. The amount of armor on that man is a little absurd.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, these top lane fights, they just turn more and more into baby fights as the time goes on. Teleport's coming down, though, as this fight's going to open up, as Desire's on the front line. Blastcone is going to keep them out of the line of fire. And it just seems Quebec is going to try to back away here. Enchanted Crystalline Arrow available for Sylas as he hijacks it. What will he do? It seems that both teams are just going to back off as Dragon now spawning in a little bit over 30 seconds. And, ooh. That's actually
from the Sylas.
Yeah, hijack going to go a little bit wide. And it's just unfortunate. Captain U on the backside, though.
I don't like this. I do not like this in the slightest.
Especially because Sante's going to locate him. Captain U now the one on the menu. Flourish going to go a little bit wide here. Sante going to check all out, going to go down. U is going to flash onto the blast cone, and he is going to get over the wall this time. It's his safety. And, to be sad. That you never like to see that emote.
Yeah, but now... Oh, wait. UQTR, they know they're in here.
They were aware. Lots of skill shots thrown. Curtain call going to be open up over this fight. Final spark going to be dropped. One goes down. Mad Villainy and Gabby out of the way of this fight. And Aerosol, I keep on calling him Aerosol, but Ash out of the way is... Oh, Red Wolf, though, knows. He's going to find him. Grabby there. Nice hook will buy time. Can he get his AD carry out in time? Depth charge dropped, and Red Wolf kind of just stuck. Oh, he dashes in. Nice flash. He just wants this. He wants this game over. Dredge line followed up by the depth charge from Wolf.
Do not go over that wall. Do not go over that wall, Red Wolf.
Dude, he wanted to, man. You could tell he wanted to, man.
Yeah. That is now a third dragon, though, going over to Regression. So they are on soul point at 19 minutes. That is a very fast soul point.
Dude.
And, okay. One of the things that we kind of talk about when we look at, Shen jungle is usually it's a slower jungle, but in exchange you get very good ganks and you get very good team fight with a Shen ult that you never have to worry about your lane state when you use it. So
yeah.
It's very supportive and it's very good at setting up the team. And because we've had so many skirmishes, the taunt has been insanely powerful. And we are seeing the fruits of that labor now. We have a 4K gold advantage almost alongside a soul point at 19 minutes. Things are looking really good for Regression.
Dude, I'm just saying, looking at it being a Cloud Soul, it is so good for Regression. That cooldown, the haste, they changed it to ability haste that comes from the soul let alone the movement speed for Jin, is just so good for this team. You got Lux, you got the Shen, you got the Cassante, you got Silas too, that all rely on those abilities, and lowering those cooldown abilities, or the cooldowns on those abilities, really does something a lot.
If you really also want to know a fun one that I've seen, when you get Cloud Soul as Jin, if you're running away, it is actually beneficial to pop ult and immediately cancel it, because the move speed can get you out of some bad situations. I have watched it happen before.
That's awesome. I hadn't even thought of that. That's awesome. Dude, I remember the days of building 5 Runins on Jin and getting a Cloud Soul, and you crit someone and just across the map. 5,000 movement speed, easy. But anyway, as we head towards the midpoint of this game, 21 minutes in, I mean, what does Quebec do here to answer? Is there anything they can do to answer?
I think they have to do things like this, but that is just going to be the Ariel to get away. Ashel used as well. UQTR just need to keep making picks. We've seen them get him a couple of times onto Red Wolf, but the rest of the team has not been doing the same thing. You can see even Desire just, you know what? We're going to be going back to the tower.
He hopped in the Uber, and he got out of there. But it looks like UQTR is positioned kind of towards the top side of this map as Baron is up. Not a bad option. Try to find some sort of pick or entry, and they could probably secure this Baron. But the difficult part is finding the pick.
Yeah, and especially like when you have as much protecting you, like a Shen ult that is available right now. You have the like we said, the Lux and the Jin. If you dive onto them, they have roots. They have the ability to buy time. Cassante, you're not picking him out. You're fighting him for about 20 minutes.
Absolutely. It looks we got Regression here looking to start up Baron here. And Quebec is aware of this. Cassante on the bot side as well as Garen. Teleports are available for Cassante. No teleport on Garen. I don't know. I don't know what Quebec does here. Is there an answer? You know, they don't know where Cassante is. Now they do. And do they just let this Baron go over? It might be catastrophic
redemption,
to do that.
So they can just keep fighting that. You can see now back up almost to full health. Red Wolf going in.
Here we go. Yeah, he drops the depth charge on the Rekka. He's going to keep them out of the fight. Are they going to turn onto him? Jin ult. Here comes Curtain Call. Can he buy anything? Nice knock-up. We'll keep him away for a little bit of time. Cassante onto the back line. Red Wolf goes down. This is actually a winnable fight for Quebec, as Captain EU is now onto their backline. Like I said before, you know, he's found a way to keep them separated, but Cassante is doing so much work on the backside. Now it is 2 versus 3. Mad Villainy still alive. Can he make it work? Is the question. Flash away from map. Mad Villainy finds 1. They're going to turn the fight. 2 kills. 3 kills for the Jacks, and they're able to prevent the Baron. And they turn the fight. 2K gold down still, but really well done there from Quebec.
I cannot even... there's no way I can recap that fight, because it was just wild. Silas going deep into the backside there and chasing out the Ahri, but not doing damage. So Rekka gets to back away and come back into that fight. And that's so crucial because it buys them so much time. Rekka, although, has to flash away here. And Red Wolf is also losing some HP.
Yeah, but he's able to prevent the tower from falling there, which is huge. No bonus will be given to Quebec here, as Teleport's now going to be coming down the mid lane. This is where Regression is going to be looking to end, as Dragon now spawning in 7 seconds. This is Soul Point, and health bar is just not looking good for Quebec.
I think, honestly, especially Mad Villainy needed to back faster. Rekka has the TP, so there's at least a little bit to be gained from just pushing and then backing and TPing into this. But because Mad Villainy stayed and pushed, they're now late to this Dragon, and they may lose the soul.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to start up. Captain EU going to go in. He's going to flash into the Red Wolf. Weapons going to take it down. Final Spark going to be dropped. Blue team does secure the soul. Matt, though, going to be targeted down. He's going to go down. Red Wolf has no health. He cannot assist. Desire is going to be stuck in the pit, though, as he's silenced. Really well done here. All out over the wall is going to drop Captain EU. But Rekka's over the wall. Puts Red Wolf in the danger. Arrow going a little bit wide. But HP Gamer is able to survive. And Quebec winning a fight without the soul. And now they're going to turn their focus towards Baron.
That whole fight was just played backwards from Regression. They had the Jhin and the Lux in the front there, and their whole tank line was deep into the pit. Even Red Wolf there, low on HP at the start of that, had to dash out of the pit from the start. Lux and Jhin just get caught out and die, and then when you just have Shen and Cassante, you're not winning a fight with those two alone. Now with everybody dead, they're going to be starting the Baron, although the respawns are coming through.
Right, Spirit Rush now going to be hijacked from Red Wolf. Depth Charge followed by Final Spark. Baron's going to be taken low. They do secure it, but they're very low. Do they have what it takes? Red Wolf's over the wall. Rekka's going to be following up. Grabby and Captain E are going to be low. Curtain Call's going to be open, and Captain E could be secured. Not going to be killed by the Curtain Call, but they're going to find the kill. Another shutdown going on. Grabby could be in the headlights of HP Gamer now. Can he get out? He does have Dredge line.
Ooh, nice buffer.
He's able to buy it, but I don't think it's enough. And that's going to be a kill over to HP Gamer. They're able to get the Baron, but only one. Does Jax even have it? Yes, he does. Only one champion remains with the Baron buff, and I don't think it'll do anything.
So remember that thing I said about how the Dragon fight went? Just run that back through in your head, and that's how the Baron fight just went the other way around. It was just nobody on the right side of the fight, and because of that, they lose out big time. Now that's a chunk of damage onto Matt Villainy, and with this redemption, they're still looking to push a little bit.
Yeah, Cassante's just going to walk at this Asher. Huge damage, going to go all out. He's going to go down. Cassante's trapped in the middle of two towers, but it doesn't matter as these two tanky respawns are now here. It is 5 versus 4. What can Quebec do? Do they have an answer? They're going to try to take down this inhibitor tower. They do get it, and onto the back line goes Silas as he pops the depth charge, but he's going to be taken down really fast as Red Wolf is going to heal, but it's not enough. He's going to be taken down by Captain EU. It's now 4 versus 4, and Quebec now on the answer. But Regression looks to back away.
Map is very fast, very hard to catch at this point. Had the ghost popped as well, but now they are only going to get the 1 kill in response. And while they do get that, they're losing out on an inhib tower, and they're going to have to deal with the waves in their base. There's no objectives they have to worry about for the next 3 minutes. So they're okay just catching waves for the time being, but that is going to come to a head at some point. That inhibitor will spawn basically just as the Elder is spawning up.
Absolutely, and looking at it now, it seems so good for Regression still. I mean, talking about the gold difference and how much it's changed. I mean, at the Baron fight, Quebec actually had a lead. It was very slight, but they did have a lead, and now they're back down 3K gold almost. It has been a wild ride on this gold graph. So I'm interested to see how they fight for Baron. Again, both teams are just going to try to play it slow. I mean, especially Quebec, they can't leave the base. They're down an inhibitor and an inhibitor tower, so there's not much they can do other than just, like you said, catch waves. And hopefully they can make something of it as Elder is spawning in 2.5 minutes. We might have some tomfoolery here in the top lane. Over the wall, Spirit Rush going to be hijacked by Silas, but not much will come out of it. Azrael gonna kind of guard mid lane as we're gonna have 3 men trying to crash this inner tower of top lane. Red Wolf gonna be diving onto Rekka here with Spirit Rush. Final Spark gonna go through, not gonna quite hit anything though. As Red Wolf still alive, a nice knock up there on the Grabby. Grabby's gonna be taken down really low here. He's gonna be stuck. He's down. What a hook from Silas. Silas gonna be taken out, and Ash is able to live, which could be bad. They do have a front line and Ash, which is doing somewhat decent damage. I know Lux doing so much damage, but look at the backside. Matt Villainy is messing up Desire. And think about it. If he kills Desire now, that is so big if they can manage to defend the base. They can kick out the jungler right here and now, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They're going to crash the base. 3 people crashing now on Inhibitor.
Desire can back and has Shen ult.
Oh my god. That's kind of crazy. They take the Inhibitor and they're going to walk as Jax is just going to try to catch the wave mid lane. But again, just doing so much with so little is Regression as they're now up 2 inhibitors and an inhibitor tower. This is looking really good.
Things looking a little rough here for UQTR. While you're seeing kills look pretty even, the problem is all of these towers down. There is 2 towers taken by UQTR. No objectives. They got 1 grub. They have 1 Baron that they have already utilized. There is not a lot on the board here for UQTR. They have to get these waves out here, and that is the big problem. Look at the CS differential. in the bot lane here. It is 50 CS in favor of this Jhin, and the Lux has a bunch of kills as well. So even though it's an expensive build, you're not paying the price for it.
Yeah, Jin's almost 3,000 gold up in the bot lane, and it's incredible. Every other lane is pretty even. Jax is technically up 2,000 gold, well, almost about a little bit over 1,000 gold on the Shen, but Shen's just doing so much more for his team. I feel like, he's just there and doing a really good job. Again, Elder now on the menu. I don't know if Quebec has what it takes to steal. But they're going to try.
It's going to be tough. This Elder going over may be game ending, though, so they're going to have to look for something. Already down to a third health.
Yep. Cassante going to start in early here. He's going to start on the front line. They're going to work their way back. Enchanted Crystalline Arrow is going to hand onto Jungler. 3,000 health on the Baron. Red Wolf finds a kill onto Ashe. 2,000, 1,000. Blue team does get the Elder. This could be the turn that they need. They find it. 2 kills now. Quebec is low. He's able to get away, but they do secure the Elder, and now it's just teleports into the base.
Oh, yeah.
This is the game ender right here for sure, as Captain E is going to be found out with curtain call. Actually, it goes a little bit wide. And he's just
burned down.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do. What a play, though. That was so intense. Both smites went down. It was so close on both sides. But Mad Villainy going to be chunked down there and forced to be back in his base there. Desire going to die to the inhibitor turret.
Whoa!
Or the tower. Oh, they went in. But that is game 2 going over to Regression again, meaning that's the series going over to Regression 2-0.
And there were a couple of points that were a little rough, for sure. But for the most part, Regression looked to be in control. I think Red Wolf played really aggro, and when that worked, it worked. When it didn't, it had problems. 10 deaths on the Sylas is not ideal, but on the other hand, this Cassante going crazy again up on the top side. The Lux getting those early 2 kills made that bot lane so difficult to get any kind of farm. Things got really bad, and while there was the Baron turn, or the Dragon turn rather, there just wasn't enough time to go for the Baron. So as soon as that lead was grabbed, it was taken back away by Regression.
Absolutely, but Sylas, something to talk about is, he may have had 10 deaths, but he had that 37,000 damage. He was making it worth it. He was doing the damage, and it was coming through, and that really reflects in the damage graphs here. But Rekka also doing 30k damage, doing like a lot of damage across the board, but it seems like the mid laners have been doing the most work on both their teams here. But yeah, Red Wolf, 10 deaths, like you said, not exactly what ideal, but he made the most of it.
Definitely did, and had a lot of impact because of that. I think the Sylas was really influential in this game. I think the Shen with the Redemption also. Just how many times did we see the Redemption pop down and completely turn that fight back around because their health bars were just back to normal?
Dude, I know, right? The Shen jungle first off was totally random, no idea it was coming, and it came, and it was a great pocket pick, and it was awesome. And yeah, rushing the Redemption was so good for those early fights. That extra health did help his team quite a bit.
Yeah, congratulations to Regression. I believe this is now the second game, the second time they've won here on stream. So looking really good. Again, like 10 deaths on the Sylas, but still 37,000 damage in a 31.5-minute game.
That's
way above
great.
Anybody else on that damage chart there. I think the next highest on the team was Lux at 18,000. So Sylas was doing a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting in the time and the work, and he honestly was a key player tonight in his victory against Quebec.
Definitely, and I do feel bad for UQTR. They had a couple of points that looked like they had the chance to turn things around and come back into the game. I think the Ahri had some moments. I think the Jax jungle actually worked out really well. We saw the early gank that was really solid there for UQTR, just unfortunately not able to turn that into enough there.
Absolutely. Do we do interviews here? I'm not sure.
Nah, we don't.
Nah, not anymore. But honestly, if I had to pick an MVP, a star player for tonight, it's a tough one to call, but I do think Red Wolf. I like the aggressive play style. He definitely died a lot because of it, and there were some questionable times. But I do think he made the most of it, and he did a lot of damage on the way. And really, he definitely led his team to a victory here. And that's not to sell short the Diamond 3 Lux and Melio player. I think he played Melio actually really, really well. And he got, who was it picked with him? I can't remember. It was Lucian. Yeah, Lucian Melio was really strong. And this bot lane might not have been as strong, but it was still a winning bot lane, and you got to give him credit where credit's due.
Definitely. Congrats to Regression there.
Yeah, 2-0 victory, and heading in, keeping up the win streak. Hopefully they can keep it up. I don't know who they're playing next. I don't think that's even decided yet. But I believe this is the end of our stream, unless we have anything else to say.
No, I got nothing, man.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching tonight's stream. Again, if you're just joining us, Regression winning 2-0 against the University of Quebec. So make sure you stay tuned for next week's games. We will decide. They haven't decided what's going to be streamed yet. So, but make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure to follow and subscribe as well. And anything does help our channel here. Even a Twitch Prime does help, keep us running, pays the casters, the usual stuff. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. My name's Coach T.
Oh, my name is Thousand Eyes.
And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.